It was a whole year without any new information for Legends Z-A, and with Pokemon Day come and gone, we finally got a new trailer. We got some more information. We got to see some gameplay. And what better thing to do than to go over it and kind of see what we missed and things that might have been, a little bit of hidden detail. I got some theories out here, especially with the evolutions. A little weird. Something's going on. But it's your boy King Stars, man. Welcome back to the channel. But today we're going to take a deep dive into the actual trailer, the map, all that good stuff, the website. So hopefully you guys like the video. It's my first time doing something like this, and I hope you guys enjoy. So without further ado, let's dive right on in. So the first thing that we got to do is definitely go to the website, check it out, see what they've added that we might not have seen on the trailer, and a couple things that they might have elaborated on. So let's take a look. So the first thing I wanted to pull up is the map. Now the map kind of gives us an idea of how big the map is actually going to be in the game, because if you think about it, there's a car size for reference, right? So it looks like it's going to be a pretty big area to actually traverse. Now there's a lot of speculations that right here with the fletchlings is that it's going to be Z's hotel. Then we have the train station and a couple of other buildings. There's the prison tower, and then there's the Quarzacito building, I think it's called. But for the scale, I mean, it looks like it could be a pretty big place. It does suck that we're not going to be able to go outside of it. But we see here are the Pokemon centers, shopping malls, different, aspects of it. Now, one thing that I noticed here was like, there's some icons here, and it looks like this is what we're going to be seeing on the map. So this one obviously is going to represent the Pokemon Center. This is a bag, so it looks like it's going to be for shopping centers. I don't think it's going to be dedicated for Pokemarts. I think that's going to be kind of like in junction with the Pokemon Center. I think maybe they'll take that approach. We don't know yet. And we know that X and Y had a lot of cafes, so we got a lot of cafe icons here. This one matches up right next to this image, which is actually going to be the museum. Another thing that I keep seeing a lot of people speculate is these last two icons here. They both look like Pokemon, right? This is the Aegislash or Aegislash that shows right here. This one looks like it's one of the Roselia evolutions. I can't remember the name specifically. It doesn't really pinpoint what they're going to be icons for. Maybe it could be pinpoints for wild areas. Who knows? But these two are definitely a mystery as of right now. So that's just a quick overlook of the map. There's nothing. I've seen videos. I've seen other PokeTubers talk about it. There's really nothing that stands out too far in the map. So it is what it is. It's a cool map. I like it. Now here we have a photo of one of the cafes. Then we have like the shopping center. One thing I wonder is, are we actually going to be able to go into these buildings, or are they going to take the Scarlet and Violet approach where we actually go in and then we're hit with a menu and then we can just kind of select what we want? It'd be nice to have a little bit of an interior, right? We can go in, shop around and all that. I think that would be kind of cool. But if they do the whole little Scarlet and Violet route, I mean, it is what it is. Here's another screenshot of an actual interior. I don't think this is what the interiors are going to look like. I feel like this is going to be like a specific cutscene or something that we see, or maybe this would be the room that we stay in while we're at the actual hotel. But if a lot of the interiors are this well designed, I mean, they gotta let us enter a lot of these different places, because that would be kind of fire. Put some items in the flower pots like we used to back in the day. Come on, let us live a little bit. Now, this basically just recaps the wild areas for the Pokemon. I'm not gonna go over this. I'm gonna go over this in a little bit when we look at the trailer. Same thing for this, but I wanted to pinpoint two things that I've noticed here on these screenshots. These actual arrows here on both screenshots, you can see they're different. I didn't really pay attention to them at first, but now that I've had time to kind of go back and look at things, I feel like it kind of indicates the catchability of a Pokemon, if you will, right? This one's got like a yellowish color, lime greenish, 4 arrows, probably super easy catch. It's only level 4. Then we move over to a level 15 Flaffy that's in battle. Health is already almost down, but it still has only 2 arrows, and it's a little bit more of an orange color. So I'm assuming this is going to be one of those that you definitely got to knock out in order to properly catch it. It's not a bad icon. I think it's kind of subtle. It's not too overbearing. I think it's a nice little detail to kind of help us like figure out whether we can catch the Pokemon without having to battle it or not. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, I think it's all right. It's not too bad. Now, this is what sparked a lot of debate between the Pokemon community, and it's the all new real-time-ish battle mechanics never seen before, and I think this is going to be pretty awesome. Now, there's a couple things I want to talk about it once we actually go over the video, once we can see things in motion, but I don't know. A lot of people are complaining it might be too clunky. We don't really have full control over the Pokemon. It's just got to follow us around, but I mean, it's new. You know what I'm saying? Give it a chance. I mean, it's still early. There's got to be a lot of time for them to actually work on it. Again, everything that we saw was not official. They're still working on it behind the scenes. There's a lot of times to make it better. but I like it. I'm all for it. Is it a little too early to tell? Possibly, but hey, I'm willing to try it. I'm excited that they're actually trying to do something new. So now we're faced with our character, and apparently we're arriving in Lumiose City for some sightseeing, and you'll make new friends and all of that. So I wonder if our character is actually from Kalos, or if it's going to be from a different region altogether. I wonder if we're going to get some backstory about that, or if maybe we're just originally from Kalos and we decided to go to the big city to sightsee. Now, of course, we had the starter Pokemon. I know everybody was excited. I wasn't that excited for it. You know, I mean, it was cool. I was excited to see it, but I wasn't like that excited. Oh, Totodile! We got Totodile! Let's go! Chikorita, oh my god, what? All right. I was a little excited for it, but hey, can you blame me? It's Totodile, man. And then we got a new, evolution for Chikorita, or like, a redemption arc for Chikorita. Come on. I mean, how can you not be excited? I mean, I'm not a fan of Tepig, but you know what? He might grow on me this time around, but I don't know. Totodile, it's Team Totodile. So here's our rival. We already know if you pick the girl, you get Urbane. If you pick the male protagonist, you get Tawny. Now it says you'll make a friend who lives and works at Hotel Z while supporting the owner when they can. They may come on strong at times, but they like helping people in Pokemon. They're quite skilled at battles too. One of the things that I couldn't help but notice is that their outfits kind of remind me a little bit too much of the Blueberry Academy. So I wonder if they're native to the Kalos region, or are they also here sightseeing? Of course, we got the homie AZ. He's like 9 feet tall. I don't know. He's got the patch job on his clothes. He's with the Floette. He's been around for thousands of years. Y'all know AZ, right? You already know. Then we have Jet, the CEO of Quasartico. We don't know if she's going to be the actual villain of the story. Maybe she's somebody who aims to shape the city into one that belongs to both people and Pokemon. And the villain might be Vinny. Who knows? Vinny's the large man who wears sunglasses and is the secretary. So he's not even the bodyguard. He's the actual secretary. He always seems busy and has a reputation for being a fast worker. The thing is, like, he has that look, but the man has, what do you call them? Hair ties of Pokemon. So he might be like a gentle giant, A lot of people are speculating, that green, could there anything be done with Rayquaza, that type of green, or is it Zygarde, or the sideburns are giving Lysander, or even Mega Rayquaza. Like, I don't know, people are just throwing a lot of speculations right now. I feel like it's a possibility that Vinny could actually be the main villain behind some secret stuff, or maybe he's just like a giant teddy bear, I don't know. We don't know yet. Then they hit us with some crazy awesome screenshots of Mega Evolution. There's Magikarp Gyarados and Mega Gyarados. Beautiful. Now we get to see the return of Mega Charizard X, Y. Unfortunately, there was no Z. I know everybody was like, we can see Mega Charizard Z. We have Megas Kangaskhan, Ampharos, Gardevoir, Sableye, Altaria, Absol, and Mega Lucario. So no new Megas were shown in the actual trailer, but I do want to talk about the trailer right now, because there's a couple things that I think we need to discuss that I found a little bit odd. So first things first, we're hit with the actual train station. So this must be when the character arrives. Then we go out into the wonderful world of Kalos and the city of Lumiose. Beautiful outfit. I love the character models. The outfits, it's perfect. The green, the jacket, it's fire. It's dope outfits. Why my boy look like he just smoked a Zaza. Now, this isn't the last time that we see this outfit. There are several characters and NPCs across the trailer that have this particular outfit on there. I don't know if it's because there's some kind of like academy or a school of some sort, but we have the Pokemon Center here. It's very open. It's in the corner. This looks like it's going to be a plaza. Hopefully this isn't the only place that we can go to. Like in Scarlet and Violet, we had different sections that had different kinds of items that you can buy, or clothing, or unless this is the only spot, and maybe they add more as we progress through the game. I really hope not. I'd like to get a lot of good stuff. We can do customization to our characters. I want to get like dripped out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to have the coolest stuff, man. Now, when it comes to these wild areas, I'm sure a lot of people have talked about it, but one of the things that stood out to me was this little icon here, which is very similar to the statues that we used to see back in like the old days with Kanto when you would go into the Pokemon gym. These are the exact same little dragon statues that they had, which I think is awesome that they brought back. And they haven't really told us like how many wild areas there are. Right now it shows 6. The highest number that I've seen is 8. People speculated that there would be 5 since Lumiose City is broken into 5 sectors, but nah, I think that's way too less, right? So I think there's going to be quite a bit of wild areas, and hopefully we have a chance to go outside into the actual wild, even if it's just for a small area. Let's get some really big Pokemon, right? So here we actually have the number 8. So this is going to be the 8th area. That's the highest number we go. So I think there's probably going to be, I would say maybe 10. I'm hoping for like 10 different areas at least. Then of course the moment we were all waiting for, the actual 2 Johto starters and Tepig. This actually caught my eye because I don't know if this is going to be like a cinematic in the game, like during part of the story. Maybe like after your first day there, you get a Pokemon, your starter, and you start your adventure tomorrow, because it does have the sun setting. So there is a day and night cycle. Or is this going to be like when you go to a cafe and you take an item? Are they going to have like a little cutscene where you can kind of just go out there and enjoy it with your Pokemon? And, you know, maybe be a couple seconds long. Doesn't got to take forever, but, you know, just a little tidbit whenever you go to get something from the cafe, you have the ability to see that little cutscene, or if it's part of the story. But there is an indication of a day and night cycle, and there's more of the actual outfits we were talking about earlier. So right now it looks like we're in the first wild area. So it looks like we have a little flower stand here. It could be that these 2 individuals are returning, as not returning, but, you know, the standard Pokemon trainer or NPC battles are returning. Because honestly, I'm gonna be honest, unless I needed the amulet coin, I didn't really battle anybody in Scarlet and Violet. So it'd be kind of interesting to see if they bring back like mandatory trainer battles. And then we see the exclamation point appear, meaning that the Pokemon is now alert. It's onto us, because Chikorita's about to just demolish it. He already did an attack, so he's already like, yo, I'm about to get this to the face. Boom. It's over, bro. Then we just catch the little guy, but some of them do flee, so you know, you gotta be quick with it. Now this section here, I don't know if this is because it actually got caught off guard by an attack. You remember back in PLA, when we caught a Pokemon off guard, it was kind of dazed a little bit when you hit it from the, whoa, when you hit it from the back. But this could be an indication of something that might be, you know, maybe because the attack caught it off guard, it's kind of stunned. You didn't necessarily knock it out, probably just stunned it, caught it off guard, and then you can actually throw the Pokeball and make it easier to catch. Now this scene was very interesting, being up on the rooftop, climbing up, being able to cross things. I think that's really, really good for Pokemon. Here, besides this little animation where he just kind of like didn't make the jump off the ledge, he kind of fell down and did like a Mario super jump and caught the Rotom phone, was a little weird, but hey, we get the idea, right? Boom, the Rotom phone comes out and then kind of just carries us across to the over to the next roof, which I think is pretty interesting. And it looked like he threw his phone. If you really think about it, he just tossed that phone to get a second woof, and then it kind of goes back into his pocket. So I don't know, that's just weird. The logo is very interesting because it has the colors of the Mega Stone, right? It's got that blue, that green, that purple that we all know from the Mega Stone. So is this an icon that's represented by Mega Evolution? Or is it something that does not anything to do with the Quasar company? This logo, it stands out, you know, it just stands out. And a lot of people are just trying to figure out, what is this logo? What does it mean? And I mean, I feel like it has something to do with Mega Evolution. We just don't know it yet. Wait, could this be a Z and that be the A? All right, I'm reaching. So here's where everything changes, right? We finally see the new battle mechanics in action. Totodile's like, yo, whoa. He's even got the eye movement, right? He's looking at it. Look at Tepig's. I don't know if you can see Tepig's face. He's mean mugging Totodile right now, like Luigi when he used to pass you on Mario Kart. I like it. It's cool because it's not only that the Pokemon are like following us around or they're trying to like, you know, battle, but they added like little characteristics like that, little expressions to their face or locking onto the opponent. I think that was pretty solid. I like that, you know. Then we got the Tepig running over to its trainer. Boom, he still got hit. I don't know why. That's area damage, I guess. In one of the rumors, it says we don't have the ability to do this, but I'm so glad that they showed that we have the ability to roll out of the way, because that was one of my favorite things in PLA, right? Having to be able to roll, dodge moves and stuff like that. I think this is cool. I'm glad they brought the roll back. I feel like it's needed in a game like this, right? All right, so here's the other screenshot that I was talking about. Here's 3 other individuals all wearing the same outfit. But here's the weird thing. Jolteon, Flareon, Vaporeon, they all have an evolution, right? This looks like it could be some kind of academy or some kind of school. Hopefully they don't give us like throw us into like an academy thing to learn something about Mega. I don't know. But this is something that stuck out to a lot of people. It's like, yo, this outfit could be some kind of school, some kind of like academy of some sort. Who knows? But the EV evolutions was kind of something that's been on my mind because there is a trend throughout the trailer. All right, so here's a better screenshot of the actual Pokemon Center. This is, you walk in, very cool. You got somebody in there. You might be able to talk to one of the NPCs. So a lot of people thought this was like somebody that worked for the Pokemart, and I understand, right, because of the blue. But if you look at his hat, it looks like he's got a Pidgeot on his hat, or Pidgeotto, one of those. This could be somebody that helps us with travel. You know, remember like we had in like Sword and Shield, where we had like the like the Corviknight would come and pick us up. Scarlet and Violet, we just fast travel to different locations. But this guy might be one of those like transportation kind of individuals. Then we see a Pokemon that we have not seen in quite a long time, Patrat. And it's just like, what's up, dude? Like, he just came out of nowhere and was like, yo, I've been here this whole time. Y'all left me, dog. I've been in Kalos. But here's a scene of a lot of the construction that's going on for the redevelopment plan. So this is definitely an indication that we know that we're not in the past. We're definitely in the future of some sorts. Now, the timeline is a little bit iffy. I've seen a lot of people like Lore Keeper Toby, Game Boy Luke, when they were on the Hidden Power podcast, they were talking about timelines and all that. And it could be very simple. X and Y came out in 2013, I think, 2013. And then Legends Z-A comes out in 2025. So the time frame that we have from both games could be the equivalent of the time gap in the game. We don't know. But it's definitely in the future. You know, we got a young lad here with a Pikachu. We got Homie pressed up. We got the travel guy. And then we got this hologram thing. This is new tech. Probably produced by the same people that made the Rotom phone. This is like a knockoff Giovanni in the background with a bell sprout. I'm wondering if this is going to be like the new advanced version of speaking with somebody on the phone. Like, you know how like in Scarlet and Violet, we get the phone calls, the Rotom would pop up. Maybe it projects a hologram. Kind of like a new version of FaceTime. The beautiful thing about this, it kind of gives us the hint that we're probably going to get both of them in the game. It's not a split version. It's just one game. So we're definitely going to be able to get both of these in the game, which I think is fire. I like how they added the expressions to some Pokemon. You can see now, like, you know, the little closed eyes showing this, indicating that they're happy. We got another Eevee. So we saw Eevee, Jolteon, Flareon, Vaporeon. Keep that in mind. This is perfect. Having Pokemon be like in their natural habitat where they would normally make sense to be at is kind of fire. Boom. Then we get a close-up of another Eevee. Next evolution, we have Sylveon. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Sylveon was introduced in X and Y. We got a random Weeping Bell. Well, that's good. The guy drinking his coffee. Pretty solid, but again, another evolution. Now, there's a scene where the Chikorita and the trainer are running across. Boom, what do we see in the background? Another Eevee. And we see this screenshot. It looks like the sun's coming down. So, again, another indication of the day and night cycle. He is just way too tall. So now we're introduced to Quasar Tico. Then it's going to show us the actual people inside. So here we have Jet and the assistant Vinny looking very stern, you know, kind of like villainous-like. But, you know, we don't know yet. He could be a teddy bear. As soon as the trainer runs in, we're going to see the actual fletchling pop up a question mark because they hear something or someone behind them. Same thing with the bunny. He's just completely, like, unaware of his surroundings, doesn't know what is going on. And then he's just like, oh, wait, somebody's here. And they're both going to turn and look at you and kind of be like, yo, what's up, my guy? But if you can see here on the mini map, the green zones are actually highlighted on the map. So it's going to let you know what borders are for the wild Pokemon, the wild zones, right? I think that's kind of cool. Here are the arrows that we talked about earlier for the catchability. So right off the rip, walks up real cool, real nonchalant. Boom, chucks that bad boy. Bop. Right on the noggin. I don't know about this crosshair. I feel like the crosshair should be a little bit more minimal, I guess. I mean, it's not crazy, right? But it's just like, it is what it is. Now, there are some things that do pop up that I wish might be a little bit cleaner. Here, there's an attempt to catch the Flaffy that was on the roof. Now, here's what I'm talking about. It breaks out of the Pokeball, right? Now we have two arrows that are a darker color, right? A little bit more orange. Use Thundershock. This stuff right here on the side, how do you guys feel about this? But I feel like it could be a little bit more shorter, right? Like it could be a little bit more cleaned up here in the top right corner. Just minimize it, have a little bit less space. It shows here that they're onto us, they're alert. This is like an awareness thing. Now, one thing that everybody's been talking about is Chikorita knowing the move Disarming Voice. Does this mean that Chikorita becomes a grass fairy type? It is very possible. But one of the things that caught my eye too was the icons not only on the moves, but also the cooldown. So it looks like these moves, after you use the move, it has a cooldown. There's a meter going up on leafage. Then they select razor leaf. That's gonna go down once it goes through. Boom, not very effective with that. Razor leaf goes through, and then of course it goes away because we knock out the Pokemon. So at this point, they add something here that I wanted to point out. You already got XP for defeating the Pokemon, right? Your whole team got XP. Now you're gonna get XP once you catch it. Now look at Chikorita's at 297. Boom, they catch, they throw the Pokeball. It's all here looking all cute, like, hey, did I do a good job? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Boom, you catch it. Now they get an additional 198, 128. So you get XP for battling, defeating, and then pretty much just catching the actual Pokemon. And just to kind of circle back, once Razor Leaf hits, the Pokemon's knocked out. At this point, it's supposed to let us know the Pokemon's fainted, which lets us know that there's going to be a short time from the moment that we knock out the Pokemon that we're able to still catch it. This could mean if it comes to shiny hunting, we don't have a chance to fail, because even if we accidentally knock it out, we can still catch it. I think for shiny hunting, this is going to be pretty awesome, because this means we don't accidentally have to kill it or knock it out and then we lose out on that shiny opportunity. But I don't know, that's just something that I think is pretty cool if they implemented that way for shiny hunters. So the thing that kind of disappointed me when I went back and watched this is that this is supposed to be your friend, right? Your AKA rival. But it looks like when you pick a Pokemon, it doesn't look like it's going to be that much of a competition between you two, because it does show that they picked Tepig, which is the weaker of the two. So it doesn't look like they're going to pick the one that's strong against you, which kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. We can see already above how many Pokemon they have, which is 2. And then the moves pop out. And my boy's about to start moonwalking backwards. Then there goes Totodile. Like, oh, snap. I love it. I love it. It's cool. And then Tepig's giving you like that Mario Kart Luigi stare. Like when you pass him in Mario Kart, look at that. He's eyeballing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about Tepig, bro. He might be a little asshole. I don't know. So here's the thing that I was talking about earlier with these moves. If you look at the actual move set themselves, there's Tackle with a white circle, Leer with nothing, Bite with a white circle, Water Gun with a circle and a dot. I think this is going to be an indication of what moves are going to be effective, super effective, and not very effective, right? Because Leer doesn't do anything. It's not an actual attack. It just lowers the stats. Tackle, Bite, they're neutral. Water Gun, obviously water is going to take out fire, that being the super effective move. So I think that's going to be our indication of whether or not a move is going to be super effective. So once you actually successfully dodge or actually intend to use a move, it looks like there's a little bit of a delay before you can actually use a move, right? Because there's that highlighted cursor underneath the character that goes to your main Pokemon, right? So there it goes, boom. By the time it reaches Totodile, then he begins the animation to do Water Gun. So it's not going to be like an instant thing. So I wonder if that's going to be some kind of like tactic that we're going to have to take into consideration in order to, you know, get our moves off successfully before they dodge. I don't think the AI would be that crazy good, but it is something to think about, that it is going to be a slight delay before the Pokemon actually does the move. This is the part that a lot of people are talking about right here. Your trainer, it feels like it's a little clunky. You know, you might run into the opponent's Pokemon right there. The Tepig's trying to run away, but it is what it is. Here we see another screenshot, which this looks just odd. It just looks very odd how they're like off to the side, like in the center fighting, but like this way, and the trainers are like right there instead of not at the end. I don't know. It's something we're definitely not used to, which I can tell a lot of people like, some people don't like. But again, it's too early to tell. We definitely gotta, like, you know, give it a chance. But here we have the icons again. There's Bullet Punch, super effective. It's a steel type against a fairy. We have Protect. We have Dragon Pulse with an X, meaning it's not effective or it does nothing, right? And then we have Aura Sphere with a triangle. So there's definitely going to be different icons to tell us which moves are going to be the most successful against our opponents. I'm sure you've seen this 1,000 times, but I think it is so cool that Stealth Rock is actually like more than just setting up a trap, right? It becomes an actual move, and we can see how Stealth Rock actually hurts the Pokemon. There's Stealth Rock, Talonflame just kind of like runs into it, and bam. Now we know with Legends Arceus, there was the alpha Pokemon, there was the different size differential. We don't know if they've gotten rid of that, or maybe this is just a really small Onix, because I think This is a really small Onyx, I'm gonna be honest. If we don't have like alpha Pokemon, or if we don't have the normal size difference, I feel like that would be kind of a missed opportunity. I think they should at least keep the size difference. So I'm gonna pray and hope that this is just probably like a small Onyx, and the normal one is definitely gonna be a bit better size comparison. But then we also gotta think about the area that we're battling in. Are the models gonna be only capped at a certain area because it's gonna take place in town? Who knows? So when it comes to the Mega Evolutions, and I wanted to point something out here. Now we see the trainer in a battle, and who's on their team? Glaceon, another evolution. I'm telling you, these evolutions, they're throwing them in there for a reason. Something's gonna happen. Either we're gonna get a new one, or they're gonna get Mega Evolutions. I don't know, something. If they do, that would be fire. But once the Pokemon goes into a Mega form, or their Mega Evolution, it shows Stone Edge with a C+. I don't know what the C stands for. We can see Night Slash with a C+, Air Slash, Stone Edge, Shadow Claw. They all have a plus. I don't think it's anything different other than doing massive damage. Now, I want to talk about the Mega Meter that everybody's been talking about. If you see it, it is actually going down. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can actually see it. Now, it looks to be that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 total. Now, does each one correlate with a move? So anytime you use one move, one section of that whole meter goes down, or once that one section is eliminated, is your Mega Evolution over? And then you can use another one to Mega, you know, it's weird. It's going to be interesting to see how they incorporate this meter. I feel like maybe this could be like for one of the moves. You can use one of the Mega moves. Once you're done, then your Mega Evolution wears off. Then it's like, well, if it does, then how do you refill it? Is it going to be like the Terra Orb, where you, after you terrestrialize, you had to go back and go to the Pokemon Center and it would refill? Adding a meter to a Mega Evolution is a little bit interesting of a take. It's going to be kind of weird to see how they approach this situation, because there's a lot of speculation on how this meter could actually work. And we see the homie Pidgeot just get absolutely destroyed by Mega Charizard. But look who's on the team. Sylveon. Yes, that is right. Here we see Sylveon on the team. I'm just saying, it's a little weird. It's a little weird. Now, in one of the leaks and rumors, they talked about Horde battles coming back, right? And we can see here that in the alley, there's a bunch of Pokemon here. One's trying to run away for his life, but he's just not going to get that far, because we're going to boom. And unfortunately, Bulldoze takes him out as well. Oh, wait, no, he survives. Oh, no. Oh, no. He's all low. No, he actually got knocked out. That is crazy. All right, so it does quite a bit of damage. It's interesting. So Horde battles are going to be a thing. Oh, but look who's on the team. Umbreon. What? All right, I see you, Pokemon. I see you. Why are y'all adding all the evolutions all of a sudden, man? Now, if you guys recall, the Looker, which was the detective back in X and Y, his office, or it could be his protege, because if we look at the picture here, it is of an Esper. And we all know that Esper was very attached to the Looker's protege, Emma, the detective. Could it be this is Emma's office, which would also make sense, it being maybe like 12 to 15 years in the future? Or is it just like not related at all? Maybe it's somebody completely different. Who knows? But this kind of does give like a detective office vibe. So we could be seeing that aspect coming back. There's a Zygarde cell that we're going to have to be looking for to get Zygarde, you know, up to 10%, 50%. Hundo. Then we get the coming late 2025, which a lot of us did expect, but we were kind of hoping maybe for a little bit sooner of a release date. But you know, I'm not mad at it, because I know if it comes out, the Switch 2 will be out. It'll be a lot more optimized. Who knows? Now, the thing that a lot of people are skeptical is this last part of the trailer. Now, here we get the little Rotom phone, which is very similar to the Scarlet and Violet one. So I don't know if it's taking place in the same time era, but here we get the notification, and boom. Hey, what's up? You got a notification. Turns around. Bam. Then it's going to show us what looks to be like the tower, a promotion match announcement. Now, from what I've heard, this is very similar to Ash getting his invitation to, I think it was the Masters 8 tournament. Then we have the tower. There's a Pokeball on top. Could this be something that is like a Battle Frontier? Is it a promotional match to, you're invited to like this League of Champions, or like a Pokemon League kind of thing, a world tournament? Like, what, you know, what it could, there's too many questions. Hey, but it's all fun and games to speculate. I think that's the thing that we love about Pokemon, is that they leave us so little that we just have our imaginations run wild. So that's gonna leave us with all the Legends Z-A news that we have for today. But if there's anything that you think that I missed, or anything that y'all may have seen or heard out there in the community, let me know in the comment section down below, because I love speaking to you guys. You guys have some of the most craziest ideas. Like the video, man. Subscribe. It's been your boy Sarge. I'm out, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.